Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Nimbatus with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to the second video on this particular title. So right now, we're still in 0.2 pre-alpha, nothing has changed since the last video. However, I have a little bit of spare time, and I really want to try out one thing. So expect this to be a bit of a hasty video similar to the first. So we're going to start a new game in a brand new world, just because I want to see what type of weapons it gives us this time, and we're going to be trying to build a drone which goes straight into the center of the first planet. So this way we have no control over it, we simply release it from the ship, and then it guides itself into the core, in which it will probably just go in circles, because at that point the gravity is perfectly in the middle, and it'll likely freak out. So nothing too complex, just a bit of a test, honestly. So create new drone, yep, we know all of that from last time, and this time around we have the plasma flamethrower, the short beam, we still have that, the bio-rocket gun, the EMP bullet sniper, the EMP rocket sniper, and the sparks and flames. Okay, very, very cool indeed. So, how are we going to do this? Well, the basic premise is that we're going to be using this, the directional sensor. So with this, I believe it should go on the top like so, and then rotate. Oh, actually, how will that rotating affect things? That's actually a very good point. Maybe it would be easier just to build it like this. That's something I didn't really consider all that much. It does say that this way is forward by default, but that doesn't really matter all that much, does it? Considering you are the one who places the thrust and everything, so it doesn't really matter too much. There isn't really a true forwards in this game. Maybe it's more to do with how it's released. Either way, though, this would just be a little bit easier, I would imagine. That's just musings, which we can fix later. So let's connect that to this, just for the moment. We're going to add 2 small thrusters, and the idea with this is that we're going to have it so that these 2 are hooked up to this. It doesn't actually have to be physically hooked up, but either way. So if it tilts to the right, we're going to want to activate this one. So right is 1, then you can be 1. Left is 2, you can be 2. So if it goes left, that thrust turns on. That's the idea anyway. We're going to see how this actually plays out. So want a little bit of fuel. Let's connect it to this instead. There we go. And just do that. Sure, why not? And there we go. It is stabilizing itself, even if it's a little bit rocky. Let's see if I manually force it to the side. Perfect. This way it will stay going down, and that is exactly what I wanted to see. Lovely. Now, do we need any downwards thrust? That's a good question. I mean, it wouldn't be terrible to have it so it can continue down a little bit faster than that. Even if perhaps we only had a single thrust or something similar to that, and then we just hook that up to one of the switches. So it turns on at the start and then just stays on. We can always turn it off if we want to slow it down, if there's something in front of it, I guess. But that doesn't really matter too much. Or we could choose a not gate. That would be the easier version, even if not really the most simplistic. Just so it's all a little bit more stable. There we go. Let's add 2 of those. And if input 3 isn't being pressed, turn on input 4. There's probably okay, with the switch, it can be toggled on permanently, but then I've got to press a button, or I've got to set up something like the impulse giver, and since we're not doing anything else with the NOT gate, I guess that's just one way of doing it. Probably not the easiest, but I'm sure I'll live. There we go. Dink. And now it's just going to stay there forever until it's eventually killed. Lovely. Didn't really need to say lovely there, it's a bit weird to even say that, but we said it anyway. So now, we need to make it so it will bore downwards. So how are we going to do that? Well, let's add some more energy. And by some energy, I mean some energy to begin with, not really more. Don't really know what I'm doing here with placement, honestly. Just leave it like that, that's fine. For the weapons, which we're going to use these here, the plasma short beams. And then we're going to connect to some distance sensors. So when it goes close to the ground, all of the lasers activate and it burns its way down. Let's max range it, sure. Have a couple of those. And then twist that one. Then do it again over here and twist it the other way. Right, yep, they're equal. Excellent. And then, all we need to do is add some of the weapons. Just have them going all the way along, so it's basically destroying everything in a arc in front of it. This is going to be very weird. Actually, let's just do it this way so the angle's the same. I mean, I guess that might work. Okay, let's just test this then. So our first test run. Okay, new drone, launch. Not going to press anything. Let's see what happens. Ah, that's one good point. Can't really fight off the enemies. Really? We're going to land on a hive? Well, that helps. Kill it. Kill it. Okay. I mean, yeah, we killed the hive. Nowhere near enough power. Okay. Forgot how hungry those lasers are for power. Also, yeah, there's a few blind spots. That's fairly obvious. Let's change this a little bit then, shall we? Yeah, let's add a couple of solar panels instead. Put you there for a sec. There's one. Whoopsie-daisy. There's two. There we go, all the power. Now you actually, all enemies, so yeah, all... Whoopsie-daisy. Oh, that's cool, you can actually move these independently. Oh, that's interesting. If we rotate you... we could probably quite easily set that up to have no blind spots. Or we could, of course, just do this. Though I think this is going to clip a little bit. Let's just do a test. No, that's fine. So on the way down, if it does hit the enemy with the lasers, those will fire. Now, one thing we could have done is attach something like this via a... Where are you? The decouplers, and then we have our main vehicle, then we drop something like this. We just don't have the centerpiece. And then we have things like the logic splitter. Cuts the connection to the main part. Key events will not travel through this. So we could do things like that to separate it and just have it as a completely separate drone for the future. But for now, let's just see if this works any better. Please don't hit the nest again. Would be nice if you didn't. Aha! There you go, burnt some of them. Really, Tower? Why do you do the things that you do? Still a bit of a blind spot, but definitely getting the work done. If it weren't for the enemies at the back, this would be pretty darn safe. And look at the amount of damage we're doing as well. Oh, have we reached the center? Yet we appear to have stopped going down. It's hard to tell. So I guess we could have sensors at the back there to fire some weapons at the back, like the rockets. Oh, yeah, turning by itself. It looks like we may have reached the center. I'm just trying to move the camera around a little bit myself now. Okay. Well, Definitely carved our way in. I wish the damage was permanent so we could check if we actually made it all the way. So I'll just make some small changes, and we'll see if we can make that a little bit smoother on the way down. Okay, so what I've done to it is kind of stupid, but if it works, it'll make me very happy. We've essentially gone down the route of add more lasers. So rather than working smart, we're working harder. Did we reach the core already? Yeah, we must have. How it's straightening itself up. We've made a little mini core. Oh, it definitely worked. As a proof of concept, oh, come on, kill them. Kill them. No, yes. There we go. Yeah, we must be at the very core right now, since if you watch the gravity sensor, we are pretty much going in a perfect circle around it. Well, that's trippy. I wonder how you would go out the other side then. I suppose you just wouldn't use the gravity sensor as your main way of straightening up, just making sure that if there's anything to your left or right to activate either something to burn away at it, or to simply dodge it, similar to the one you have in the tutorial. If we look in the tutorial, there we are, edit drone, you can see these ones here, the little autonomous drones that can dodge things quite easily. And that's using an AND gate and a NOT gate. Probably to activate the back thruster, I'd imagine. But oh, also, of course, the reverse thruster. I wonder why it would use the reverse thruster. Perhaps if both of them are active, go backwards, because clearly you're about to hit something. There's no way you can avoid it. If only one's active, then dodge to the side. That would make sense, right? Then if neither of them are active, activate the back. Because these don't really need a gate, they simply go off that. I guess that's how that's meant to work? I could be wrong there. I'm not very good with stuff like this. This is stuff I've never experimented with. It's just not in my history, really. Still, we did what we set out to do, a very little basic thing. It's currently about 3 AM, so clearly I am very tired as well, but this is a game that really intrigues me. I have a few other ideas, one of which I want to test out in the morning, so there's probably going to be a couple of these very short videos over the next few days. I really hope you do enjoy them, with just me experimenting and trying to figure out these things for myself, rather than doing it all in the background. So if you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff, helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that little videos like this are things you want to see in the future. Dink. Oh, I was hoping that would break. Now, just as a little extra, as you can see here, there is actually a shop you can go to in the game. I just didn't find it in my first playthrough. So here we are. We can purchase the plasma rocket gun, the EMB rocket gun, or the plasma rocket sniper. I can also go ahead and refresh. Bullet shotgun. The long version of the beam. What else can we find? Anything else which is unique? Oh, well, I'm actually out of money. That's 5,000, not 500. Huzzah for dyslexia. But either way, as you can see, there is plenty of stuff we can have a look-see at. With all the regular stats. So, yeah, that is that. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye.